Welcome back inside the Now Morning Show. It's Throwback Tobago Thursdays. In the background, Lord Blakey there with Maria, one of my favorite calypsos. I can't tell a lie, but I always say that because I have so much favorites. I just love calypso.
I know. I think I'm more partial to the older ones as well.
Yeah,
I love that.
I love the storytelling in them. You can't go wrong with
that's
good
the
storytelling.
best thing about it.
Yeah. And you want to hear an interesting story? We have 6 netballers on the senior Trinidad and Tobago national team. This morning, well, 6 of them, sorry, from Tobago. And this morning I have 2 of them on the line with me. Beanie Taylor, who's a National Netball Association, the PRO, sorry, of National Netball Association, and Ashel Legal, who's the manager of the National Women's Senior Netball Team. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
Welcome to the Now Morning Show. I want to start with you, Ashel. As the manager for the National Women's Senior Netball Team, tell me, what are your goals for the team? What do you hope the team is able to achieve?
I'm just hoping that we're able to improve so that we're able to create a structure and a system that can transcend through the years. We intend to more or less create our own special type of brand that any woman, all women, will be able to identify with. So that's my goal.
All right, I hear you. And I guess to do that, to help with that goal, you would need Beanie a little bit because she's the PRO. So what are your promotional goals, Beanie, for netball in general and for this team in particular?
Okay, awesome. Buenos dias, bonjour. Hello, everyone. I am the Public Relations Officer, as mentioned before, of the TTNA. And one of our major goals, piggybacking on what Ashel said, is to rebrand netball in Trinidad and Tobago. When you hear about Trinidad and Tobago netball, you're supposed to automatically hear about the Calypso girls. Just as in Jamaica, you hear the Sunshine girls, it's the national senior team. New Zealand, you hear the Silver Ferns. So we want to rebrand netball. And because so much of us are home and we are fixed to our screens, whether it be a computer screen or phone screen, we are using right now our social media pages to attract more persons to the sport that we all love, netball. So we are really focusing on social media and then going out into the branding with our t-shirts and other merchandise to represent the sport netball. We are working alongside some new marketing directors to ensure that this goal of branding and this goal of letting netball get the attention that it deserves comes to pass. So yes.
All right. Sounds nice and like a plan as afoot. I like it. Ashel, I want to, before we get into changing the whole brand of netball and making sure that everybody knows about it, how does it play right now in Tobago? Is it a very widely played sport? Are there lots of girls playing netball all over Tobago?
Yes, they are, especially secondary and primary school level. There are plenty of persons who play, and at the senior level, we have a lot of men and women who play as well. So it is alive and well in Tobago. We just need to more or less, as always, increase participation.
So is there like a channel that you say, all right, you start playing in primary or secondary school and you channel your way through to become a part of the national conversation?
Yes, so I can give a little background of myself. So I started playing at the age of 9. When I was in primary school, I played all through secondary school. I would have made a national under 16 team when I was in 5th form. And after that, I would have been awarded a scholarship at the University of Trinidad and Tobago at the age of 17. So I would have moved to Trinidad from 17. I would have been there for about 6 or 7 years, where I would have been able to obtain my degree and my master's in sport management and in sport development. And while I was there, I was also a senior national player. And through that, I would have developed my love and my passion for netball, because it was able to give me so many things I wouldn't have been able to afford had I not been playing this sport. And unfortunately, in 2015, I got a career-ending injury, I would say, because of that injury, I had to cease playing. So post that, I still wanted to give back. I thought about how can I still contribute to this? And that's where my administrative or the managerial skills would have developed. So from there, I would have more or less created my niche, per se, because I am quite proficient in this area.
Are you also a sports officer with the Division of Education, Innovation, Energy? Yeah?
Yes, I am.
What are some of the
So,
projects that you guys would be working on in that division that would be able to benefit the sport?
okay, so my unit is responsible for the initial sporting experience of children. So responsible for all sports and activities within the primary school division. So anything that is done, cricket, netball, football, any little sport that is done in primary school, we are responsible for planning and implementing all activities for that.
Okay.
So yes, we have things in place to help develop the sport at the grassroots level, if you would must say. Yes, because this is where we more or less have our pathways and our feeders into the sport. So we create avenues for children at the primary school level to have that great initial experience in the sport. And that is where the love is more or less born, because that is where my love was born as well.
Right. All
So
right,
yes.
that makes sense. And speaking of getting to the primary school level, Abini, I understand that you're also a teacher.
Yes, I am.
How do you manage that teaching along with the managing of the netball brand?
Okay, well, I became the PRO during COVID, or we're still in
We're
COVID,
still in
let's say a
COVID.
few months ago.
Right.
And being a teacher at the secondary school level, big up Bishop's High School, Tobago, I am one of the netball teachers per se. When the girls have netball, I would go down to supervise. And I am also a former player, so I really love the sport as well. It comes like second nature when I see playing. Thank
Right.
God I haven't had any sort of injury to make me stop. I think I just stopped because of time and because of some other commitments. But being a teacher at a secondary school and seeing the girls playing and encouraging them to adapt this love, because there are opportunities, whether it be opportunities nationally, regionally, or even internationally, to play netball as a professional
Yeah.
sport. So yes,
And
it's something
speaking of
that I
those
love and I
opportunities,
encourage my students.
speaking of those opportunities, there are 3 Tobagonian players on the team, and there are 3 in managerial positions, from what I understand. How do you think that that's going to reflect on some of those students that you say playing netball and finding that love? Do you think it'll be good, bad, and different?
I think it will allow them to understand and to see firsthand that there are definitely opportunities. Even if you don't want to be a player, there are managerial positions. There are other positions in which you can act in to ensure that the sport is promoted and to ensure the sport stays alive. And of course, we have this major goal of having netball being one of the sports in the Olympics. So we need the support from all angles. We need the support from all areas in order to achieve that common and that main goal to let it reach to the Olympics. So
Speaking of
I think it's
support,
encouraging.
how has the support been for netball over the years in terms of being able to fund what needs to happen on a national level, as well as channeling down?
Well, support has been a mixture. If you know what I mean, a mixture. Some persons will, some persons may not. And you're talking about support. I'm assuming you mean from a sponsorship level, from a governmental support level,
From a financial
all,
level in
all
general.
around.
Yeah.
In general.
Yeah.
Persons support the netball, but I know there's always the room to have more support, because sometimes we may say, or the support needed right now to ensure that the girls are well prepared and the girls are trained and the girls are ready to compete. Our support may be, let's say, $100,000. When the support we may be receiving may trickle down to 40,000 or 35. So is that we're getting the support, but sometimes may not be the support that we need and the support that is required, but it's there. And Ashel, I'm sure you can contribute to this support as well with regard to how it has been happening over the years.
So yes, so sponsorship, as Abini would have said, may not be fully where we are, but we definitely make the most of what we get. We are actually in the process of trying to secure, or should I say formulate, a structured branding process so that we can have constant sponsorship flowing into our system, so that we can not only help our senior team, but our junior teams as well, so that way our pathways can grow and feed in and have some longevity there.
Right. So you're saying that the branding is what's going to be bringing in that funding for you? You're hoping?
Yes, that is our attention, along with our leagues and all this other plans we have in store. I can't say what the plans are, but we have other plans.
I was trying to pick him out in smart, but yeah. You ain't taking that bait at all, boy. All right, ladies. Well, I want to say congratulations. Pardon?
I realize.
I want to say congratulations on the appointments. I want to say congratulations on the work that you've done so far and that you will continue to do. And we look forward to checking in with you guys again soon and getting those updates and seeing the brand of TT Netball all over the place. We're looking forward to it.
Yes, thank you.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us. That's Abini Taylor, the PRO of the National Netball Association, and Asha Legal, who is the manager of the National Women's Senior Netball Team.